get past the fact that we're perfect strangers. He doesn't know me. I mean, for all this guy knows, I'm a psychopath in a trunk full of chainsaws, right?
What's up, gang, and welcome back aboard the Paper Starship. I'm your host, Redux, or Sparse, or whatever they're calling me on the internet now. It's hard for me to even keep up with my own identity dissonance. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Though we are here to talk about name calling. I'm sure most of you are aware of the David Hayter Twitter interaction I had a few years back. I mean, this is a part 2 video, so hopefully you watched the first one. If not, there is a link in the description. To quickly recap, I made an offhand comment about David Hayter kind of looking more like Ricky Gervais than Solid Snake now and had a comparison picture, and he private messaged me to call me a dipshit and then blocked me. There was a very 50-50 response of people saying he should have taken the joke and others calling me every name under the sun, even people saying I would never say that to his face. Well, when I found out last year that there would be a Metal Gear Solid convention, I had a t-shirt made with the interaction on it. Why?
No reason. I just like doing things like that.
Alright, not just because I like doing stuff like that, but also because I was hoping to meet David Hayter, say it to his face, and that he would remember me because of the interaction on the shirt. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to attend last year, so I skipped the event. But this year, they had MGS Con2, which was Metal Gear Solid 2 themed, and David Hayter was going. So as the MGS2 guy, it seemed the stars had aligned. I bought my ticket months in advance and was given my request off for Saturday, July 20th. Operation Dipshit was underway. I got to the Hilton in Long Beach and waited in line for a good minute because security ran late, which was kind of funny to be at a convention about rogue military outfits and we're being held up by a lack of security. However, I did get to talk to some cool dudes in line who actually chose MGS Con over going to EVO, which shows how much of a fan event this really was. And it was such a cool gathering of people, but we will get back to that. So I get into the convention and there's already lines for autographs. So of course I go and find David Hayter's line. I begin waiting and getting very, very, very nervous. I won't lie, because I'm wearing the shirt. This is actually happening, and even I can't believe it myself at this point. So I get to the front of the line after like 20, 30 minutes. I'm the next person there, and I see him look at me, then look at the shirt, and then he looks at his assistant and goes, "I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick." I'm like, no, this can't be happening. I really wasn't sure what was going to happen next. Like, I paid for my autograph. I legit thought that this dude's going to come and give me my money back and just send me on my way. But he comes back a couple minutes later, and I walk up, and he chuckles at the shirt. I say, "Hey man, how's it going? Hopefully we can have a laugh about this at this point. I mean, it's been 4 years. My name is but you may know me better as," so I turn around and show him the back of the shirt. It's a dipshit. He goes, so then he goes, "That was you?" So he did remember because I put this interaction on the shirt. I was pretty blown away. But he ended up apologizing for being mean online and said, "It's water under the bridge," and even I can see it, my wording could have been better. He actually did say he likes Ricky Gervais though, but that Ricky is like a foot shorter than him. I was able to talk to him for a few minutes and got to ask him about the multiple comparisons of him to Ricky Gervais over the years, and even gave him my Ricky Gervais's Solid Snake theory, which he laughed at. I did ask if he could sign my copy of Metal Gear Solid 2 to Dipshit, which he did, and I got my MGS4 copy signed too. Took a couple selfies, one of him looking upset at the picture and one smiling, shook hands, and then I went on my way. So the redemption arc was completed. Now, there's a lot of people who thought I wanted to go to this thing to troll David Hayter or just be a total dick, and honestly, I was just hoping that after all this time, he would have a sense of humor about things. And it went better than I could have possibly imagined. And to all those people who said I wouldn't say it to his face, I said it to his face, wore a shirt about it, and had I not held a petty Twitter grudge about things, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to turn a bad online experience into an amazing in-person experience. David Hayter, you're a class act, brother, and I salute you for being able to have a laugh. But bear in mind, this all happened like 1 hour into MGS Con, so I'm sitting there like, what do I do now? Well, shortly after the autograph, there was a voice actors panel with David Hayter, Mara Gale, Christopher Randolph, Phil Lamar, and Vanessa Marshall. This panel was awesome. We got to hear things like how each person was approached for the gig, how they got into character for it, and even got to hear them do some voice acting reading.
This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon? Loud and clear, Snake. Kept you waiting, huh? I'm at the Sneak Boys.
They invited audience members to read with them, but unfortunately your boy didn't get picked for that. Phil Lamar had the coolest casting for MGS2, literally got the chance just because he was a fan of MGS1. And his technique for Vamp's voice was taking the oxygen out of his voice. It's a trippy concept to hear him describe, and even weird to see him do it. But not as trippy as hearing David Hayter and Christopher Randolph switch roles.
Did you find the Patriots list? I love Otacon, Snake. Literally. Of course. It contains the personal data of 12 people. There was a name on it. Snake. It was one of our biggest contributors. What's going on around here? I don't know. Anyway, where are they? Well, we were right about them being on Manhattan, but what? They're already dead. All 12 of them. When did it happen? Well, about 100 years ago. What the hell?
The panel also illuminated how much director Chris Zimmerman is responsible for the English version of MGS a lot of us have grown up on, and that her casting and directing for the voiceovers is what really helped these actors bring the characters to life. It was a very eye-opening and cool new lens to view the making of these games through. The group even did a photo together at the end of the panel, and I inadvertently pulled my best Vamp at the end of MGS2 Easter egg look. Now, there's a million interesting things from that panel, but we would be here all day. Hopefully a full version ends up on YouTube. If it does, I'll link it and tell you guys. But the panel was awesome, and then after that, I kind of just wandered around for a while. There was a gaming room with people playing MGS 1, 2, and 3 on different screens. An art vendor's room, which I didn't snap pics of, basically just out of respect. You know, you don't want to take pictures of people's art and have them think that you're just going to take that and not actually buy anything. There were some cool displays there too, like this Lego Shadow Moses display of the docks by Benjamin Hambricks, whose Instagram is in the description. He even has the elevator, which is supposed to be fully functional eventually, and he apparently is doing a full Shadow Moses Lego version and does have plans for some stop motion MGS in the future. It's just such a really cool and unique project, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this progresses going forward. It's also cool as I wandered around and struck up combos to ask people if they've seen MGS2 as a masterpiece, and surprisingly, quite a few people had. It was really cool to meet so many people who had seen my video and actually enjoyed it. It was the whole event was basically just a interesting who's who of the Metal Gear community. Even when I waited in line for David Hayter's autograph, I happened to be next to the guy who has the Metal Gear Solid Instagram handle, and he's told me that quite a few people have tried to buy it from him, even Jordan Vaught Roberts, and to be honest, I wouldn't sell it either. It was by this point, about 4 or 5 hours in, I realized I hadn't planned my day properly, and I was honestly emotionally exhausted because I just had a 4-year saga come to an end. I needed to decompress, so I went to the hotel restaurant, got this pretty dank smash burger and some really good fries, and happened to run into Orange Box Cosplay, who was rocking the Pliskin look. I asked for a couple pictures of the box, and he actually told me I could get into the box. So I officially became a box man, and your boy was having the time of his life. I unfortunately missed the second voice actor panel while I was hiding in the box, and I just didn't have it in me to wait 3 hours for the cosplay contest and an hour-long concert at 7, which I wish I had the energy to get to because live MGS music sounds awesome. But it does look like there will be an MGSCON2 next year, and I will for sure be going. Just not for Twitter revenge this time, mainly to hang out with the community I sometimes clash with, but mostly I'm happy to be a part of. Hopefully I'll see more of you guys there next year too. But to wrap things up, I know there's people who still go, why did the David Hayter thing bother me so much? And his response during the panel for his goals for Solid Snake kind of hit me to why it bothered me. He said his goal for the character of Snake was to provide an outlet for people with anxiety or less confidence to be able to be this badass character. And so maybe it was that I felt I lost that outlet I had grown up with, the badass voice I channeled for all these years. But I got that voice back now, and I don't mind hearing it say, dipshit. Well guys, even I didn't foresee things actually coming full circle on this. It honestly feels like some weird anime saga that's come to an end, and now I don't know what happens next. Hopefully nothing confrontational, because now you guys know I'll make a shirt of it and roll up in real life.
I'm just kidding, but seriously.
Anyways, thank you guys for joining me today, and every time you visit to watch the videos we make here. Your time, support, and feedback are always appreciated. Stay steezy, gang, and I'll see you next time on Redux's Bizarre Adventure.